Welcome back to part 2
of our 52nd episode of the RIFF RANCH podcast.
The 52nd episode, our 1 year anniversary.
1 year anniversary.
I can't believe we're finally here.
Me and Kyle are out here. We're gacked up on pre-workout, and we're ready to do some fucking push-ups.
We've been planning the 1 year anniversary all year, pretty much. Like, we're shooting this.
From the time we started, we're like, I can't wait for a year from now so we can...
No, like the beginning of the year, we started planning our 1 year anniversary in it was January or February, I think, when we started planning it. And today is what, July 7th, 8th?
Yeah, 8th.
8th.
July 8th.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Year of our Lord,
Time
2024.
Time flies.
Time flies when you're having fun. Time flies when you're trying to come.
Today we're going to talk about the things that we're going to do on the future of the podcast. Yeah,
yes.
Talk about things we want to do, things we can look forward to in the next year. And Bailey's got a little gift for me.
I do. We're going to start off. We're going to start off with this.
Let's start it off with the little gift.
Go ahead and open that bad boy.
Put this on me.
It's a creme de la creme.
Creme de la creme.
If you don't cry, I'm going to kill myself. Remember that. Off the top of the episode, demonetized. Woo! Ooh! There's that bottom end too. Yeah! He's cutting open the tape with a butter knife.
Woo! I hope it's not too important. Or the box, anyway. Oh, what are these? Little stickers?
A couple little stickies?
A couple little stickies? That's cool. There's that Freddy Krueger, Shazam, little smiley face.
Little smiley face. Oh, yeah, be careful. Son.
Oh. I see now. I see what it is now. I'm gonna be careful.
Dude,
some more little stickies? Hell yeah, dude. Oh, hang on. Fucking.
You see that?
What is that?
Oh, motherfucker.
I'm trying, man.
You're scaring me.
What is that, 9.6
or 9.8? It could be graded to a 9.6 or a 9.8.
Holy shit, dude.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Yeah.
It's graded and everything?
No, that's not graded, but this
just could be graded.
Yeah, that's its markup
that's
so far.
That's crazy. How much did you pay for this?
Dude, I mean, not too crazy much. Nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? I didn't sell my nuts for it or nothing.
It's a Death of Superman comic book.
Yeah, dude. And it's
mint condition, it looks. Mostly mint condition.
Like
9.6 to 9.8 mint condition.
Yeah, it has been opened up a little bit. You see that on the rim?
That's kick-ass.
Fuck. I was gonna see about getting it graded, but
I do want to say before, because I talked a little bit about this on one of the podcasts, I think, and I think it was the Comic Storian episode. I talked about how Derek came over and he had this comic and it was just completely destroyed. And I just want to talk a little bit about this. So my black grandfather, when I was young, bought me a Superman action figure, and it came with one of the Reign of Superman comics. And it's all about like Superman coming back after he's died and like how he comes back and that whole thing.
You don't have it anymore?
No, I don't have it. This was forever ago. I was probably like 7 or 8 when he bought me this.
Yeah.
It's like just a very fond memory. So like that's always what I think of when I see this comic book.
Yeah.
That's kick-ass. Thank you so much.
I am like I was thinking about it and I said I have to find one of these. And I was on one of my streams that I like to watch. Stash Loot is what it's called on whatnot. But they were giving away one, and I was like, dude, I have to get one. I have to get it. Like on that chat specifically, I almost spent $60 on it, and somebody outbid me. And then I found it again. I'm so glad I didn't spend $60 on that motherfucker. I would have hated myself.
I'm also glad you didn't spend $60 on this motherfucker.
I would have killed myself. But yeah, dude.
Thank you so much. This is a very sweet thing. Anniversary of the RIFF RANCH. Thank you so much.
Yeah. It doesn't come with AIDS or anything, but
does it? I stuck it right back down on the tape. Let me
dude, you're fine.
Something like that. Anyway,
yeah, that's sick. That's sick in a Death of Superman.
Sick. I'm gonna put that up in my son's room.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'm not gonna let him open it though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let him touch that motherfucker.
Yeah, he's not allowed to touch that motherfucker. He can go fuck with the one that's torn up that Derek gave me.
That one's his.
He can read that all he wants.
Yeah. But yeah, no man, I figured when I was like, I have to get that Because when you had the ripped up version of it,
Yeah.
and you were like, "Oh my god, this is so fucking awesome!" And I was like, "Dude, this is gonna be awesome."
This is gonna be if he liked the fucked up version, he's gonna love it. He's gonna.
And I was gonna grade it for you, but to get it graded was like $75.
Oh, I would definitely pay to get that graded. That's not too bad.
I mean, it's not too bad. And
not now, but like at some point in the future, I think I'm gonna pay to get that graded if it's only $75.
I know a guy now who can repress it.
Oh, really?
And they'll repress and get like, see how it's kind of like that?
Yeah.
They'll repress it and get it real flat. Then you can send it in for grading.
Yeah.
And I mean, it'll be at least a 9.
We can go to like some of those Comic-Con type things. I wonder if I can find these guys and get them to sign it. That would be really kick-ass.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you can really look around, just Google it.
Yeah.
Google
see if they
yeah, there's a lot of collectors things you can. A lot of collector cons.
I would
type
wait
deals.
if I could get this graded and we could go to like some Comic-Con type shit. I would wait in line all day just to get these two guys to sign it.
Oh yeah, 100%. And what sucks about signatures is signatures are usually a lot of money.
And then the sad part is I would wait all day just to get them to sign it, and I probably wouldn't sell that.
Oh yeah. Spend $120. Sorry, I'm still on that pre-workout, so that's why I'm saying
no, you're good. You're good.
Spend $120 to get it graded, to get it signed, and then an extra $25 for the COA, and then an extra like $50 for the fucking for the grading. Like at the end of the day, that comic is going to be worth $300. But it's probably about. I would say it's probably about a $60 comic right now. I mean, with collectors, it's really
I think
just
graded and signed. I think it's closer to like $1,000, honestly.
Oh yeah, yeah. If it's graded and signed and everything, like it'll be upwards of. But really, the market just depends on what people are willing to pay for it.
But I've definitely seen that comic go close to $3,000, honestly.
Yeah, you can do it like graded and everything, 100%. And if it's at least a 9.0, people will pay big money for that shit.
Yeah.
100%.
And the funniest part about it to me is that I wouldn't sell it.
Yeah, dude,
I would just have it hung up, framed in my home.
I have all these comics at my house in this little box, and I stand there and I look at the box and I'm like, rubbing my hands together meticulously. I'm a rich bastard, and really, I don't have anything. I've spent well over $300 on comic books. Is the reality.
That's awesome. But shit, what a nice way to open up our
nice
1 year anniversary, you know?
Yeah, happy anniversary. Yeah. He gave me a pocket full of jizz. I did give him a pocket full of jizz. What you do? That's so gross, isn't it? Just walking around with a splooge load.
Isn't it? Let me pull up. I'm gonna pull up my notes here.
That's hot.
Last episode we looked at the past of the RIFF Ranch and some of our favorite things and some of our things that we wanted to do. Not this week because this is going to come out in the same week, but today we're going to talk about what we're looking forward to and the things we want to do in the future.
Our plans.
So to open it up with something that we will hopefully have started by the time this episode comes out. We're wanting to start doing daily shorts. We're going to do like the RIFF Ranch Rhetoricals as daily shorts on YouTube and stuff like that. We would do TikTok, but I don't trust Chinese people, so.
Yeah, it was like, and people tell me all the time, they're like, you should put your stuff on TikTok. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, I guess I could. There would be loads of people who would see it probably, but even if it's 1,500 people see my post instead of like maybe a
what is that, 100? 15 cents?
It's nothing. You don't get anything until you have over, like 1 million views.
Yeah, it's hard to make money on TikTok is the thing.
Yeah, it's totally like I don't need TikTok.
You can blow up on TikTok and not make money, which is I mean, it's a similar thing with YouTube Shorts. Is like a lot of people complain. I've seen a lot of YouTubers talk about how like YouTubers don't make nearly as much money because like a lot of people want to see shorts, and YouTubers don't make nearly as much money off of shorts as they do videos, which is why you'll see a lot of people who do shorts regularly on YouTube have started trying to do long-term content, like longer videos and stuff, to try and get like more money, I guess, really, is what it comes down to.
And at the end of the day, YouTube, they might not pay the creators a ton of money, but they will pay you more than TikTok was willing to pay you. I mean, I guess that's why they have outlets like Patreon, like our Patreon, Riff Ranch, patreon.com/Riff Ranch, where you can go and subscribe and give us a little bit of money so we have some inspiration. Yeah, real rough plug. I'm so high right now. I have to so gacked off this gizzard, son.
I can't believe it took us so long to come up with the idea of doing Riff Ranch Rhetoricals as shorts. Like,
yeah,
it really. I was in the shower the other day thinking about it, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's a great idea." I had to call Bailey as soon as I didn't even finish drying off. I called Bailey as soon as I got out of the shower, and I was like, "You have to listen to this. I have a great idea."
Yeah, listen. Yeah, I have a great idea.
Great idea. Everyone, look at me. I have a great idea.
All right, so there's a guy, and he's the son of God, and he died for our sins. Kyle, stop right there.
Stop right there.
Sounds just like the Bible I'm in.
Genius.
Fucking genius. Where'd you come up with that? I read it in
I read it in a book. It was a biblioteca.
¿Dónde estás los bibliotecas?
Yeah, that's it.
That's going to be the name of our next short.
We're gonna do. I think I have a couple different answers for some of the questions we've got. We're gonna redo all of the old questions from Riff Ranch Rhetoricals, and we're gonna plug the episode where we give those answers. So if you want the answer, you'll get it in the short, and if you want a longer story to the answer, you'll get it in
a more
the
in-depth
episode
version.
Yeah, so we'll plug all the episodes and stuff for you.
What I hate, one of the things that I don't like about being sober, 100%. I cannot remember half of the shit that I've done. And they'll be like, you'll bring up a story that I've said. And I'm like, huh.
You didn't remember those stories when you were drinking.
And it's like, it'd be like, I don't know. Sometimes I'll hear something and I'm like, what the fuck? I did that?
What the fuck?
And I have to go back in my memory bank be like, oh my God, I did that. And I talked about it on the internet? What the fuck is wrong with me?
That's funny.
That's a terrible side effect. Or not too long ago at work, I got asked to tell a story, and I was like, what fucking story
I don't think that has to do with you being sober, because you did that when you were drinking. I think that's just you smoking weed. Like,
probably is the weed thing.
It's probably the weed.
It probably is the weed thing. But, I mean, it's fun, though. And I would like to see kind of what the difference is between then and now.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you were telling these stories while you're drinking on the podcast and getting belligerently drunk. Yeah. And then now you can retell these stories in a different manner and be like, hey, if you want to hear me make a fool of myself and basically tell you the same story, listen to this episode.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you like me to tell the same story, but it be a little misogynistic? Would you like anti-Semitism?
You can get
Click
it right
the link.
Click
you can get it right here. Riff Ranch Podcast /
Hell yeah.
Fat Dick Energy.
Fat Dick Energy.
I'm just kidding. None of us have fat. Well, I don't know. I've never seen Kyle's, but I see mine every day. Kind of. I have to use a mirror.
So I have a couple different answers for a couple of different questions. So it's like, not only will every question be like, oh, we have Bailey's answer and we have my answer. So that's 2 days worth of content right there. But it's also like some of the questions, I have multiple answers, and I'm sure Bailey might for some of the questions. So it's like we can get a couple days worth of content out of just one question, really.
Yeah.
And it's nice because I've realized, I told Bailey, I was like, we have to come up with 7 days worth of content. Every time we meet up, we have to do at least 7 shorts, and that'll be the next week or whatever. And then I realized, oh wait, every Wednesday we just plug the podcast. That can be one short. That's one short right there. So we just have to come up with 6 shorts a week.
And once I have my laptop, you already have your laptop. Once I have my computer going and everything, we got all that video editing software going.
Do you have our YouTube on your phone?
No.
Oh. Maybe I'll put that before you leave today. I'll put that on there. That way you can just make a short real quick and put it up there. Yeah,
that'd be tight. I was thinking about that not too long ago. Like I don't have access to that one. I just have access to the Instagram.
I don't know why I thought you had it, but anyway.
Probably sent me all the shit long
time ago. Yeah,
long time ago.
Yeah, and then you got drunk and forgot about it.
Yeah, drinking was maybe drinking was not the biggest part of my downfall, but I'd say I'm way better without it. I'm better without pre-workout too. I cannot shut the fuck up. Y'all can't see it.
I think I'm way better with pre-workout. You know, I'm way more talkative. I'm like personable. You know.
I think it's funny how this episode's supposed to be about like the future of Riff Ranch and our progression, because like the last episode was us talking about like how we've progressed over time.
Yeah.
And right now, I don't know about you, but I feel like I am trying so hard to not get this off the rails. I want to talk about everything and like. There's so much shit I've said so far in our 10 minutes of recording that needs to be cut out.
I do want to say I was thinking about it the other day, and in one of our very first episodes, I was talking about if we're not making money in 3 years, then I'm done. Like, I'm good after 3 years of doing the podcast if we're not making any money. And I think my opinion has changed on that slightly because I enjoy doing this, and I think that it's like a fun thing to do. But I think that if we're not making some kind of money after 3 years of doing the podcast, I think I do want to take more of a backseat and just do a lot of like the editing, and like maybe we find someone else to do the podcast or something like that. Hopefully we're doing a lot better in 2 more years than we are right now.
I predict by before this time next year, it's July 8th. But before
8th.
This time next year, I think we're going to have some shit really rolling.
I hope so. I really hope so. Do you think the wheels are going to start turning?
I think it's really going to start
on the 2-year anniversary. The wheels are going to start turning.
I honestly think that that Bailey on the Go, which is still a working title. I can't find anything. I can't think of anything better. Bailey on the Go and what were we talking about calling the movie thing?
The movie thing.
Riff Ranch. Riff Ranch retrospectives.
Riff retrospectives.
Yeah, Riff retrospectives.
Yeah,
I think
and we're gonna do like movie. So that's actually the next thing I had on my list here was watch-alongs. We want to do Riff Ranch watch-alongs, and I think we're gonna call it Riff Ranch retrospectives.
That's nice. I love the alliteration thing.
Which is like awful because Triple R is already our Riff Ranch rhetoricals. So now Triple R is also going to be our Riff Ranch retrospectives. The alliteration is killing us in branding.
Yeah, it's like fuck. You watched last week's RRR?
Which one?
Triple R?
The shorts or the
shorts?
The shorts of the movies.
Or are you talking about the Saturday specials? Or the Wednesday weekly.
Right.
Like, all of them, obviously. Biggest fan of Riff Ranch podcast.
For the watch-alongs, we were going to do stuff like, let's see. Oh, so we have Riff Wars planned. Riff Wars is going to be like our Star Wars parody kind of thing. We're going to be making jokes and watching Star Wars. Yeah. And that's going to be kind of like its own watch-along series where we're not really doing retrospectives. It's just like its own series that we have planned.
It's its own little gig.
We're going to watch Star Wars. We're going to watch Clone Wars. We're going to... Yeah. And I guess that can only go so far until we run out of Star Wars content to watch.
And given how Acolyte's going, I think we're going to be on the bitter end of that one. For the next
there is a lot of Star Wars content to watch, though, because like we could sit there, we can make a whole video on each one of the movies. We could do like a video on each episode of the shows.
Oh my god, dude, that would be crazy.
Yeah, that'd be
each episode, bro.
Yeah,
we could have a whole different podcast for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like Riff Wars could really become its own thing where we're just kind of like joshing around and making fun of Star Wars. I think that would be really fun.
Leave a comment below and tell us what you think about Riff Wars. And
because I'm super excited for Riff Wars. And then the other watch along series I have here is like me and Bailey have been watching Dragon Ball Z Abridged recently, and I threw out the idea of watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, and Bailey was really into it. So like,
I think it would be funny if we do abridged series.
Abridged series.
Yeah, dude. It's just like fucking. I don't know, dude. I think that'd be super stupid and funny.
I think that's a really fun idea, but just from like following the different like guys that make abridged series or whatever, they couldn't handle like the guys that make Dragon Ball Z Abridged stopped making it because they couldn't handle the copyright, like just the continuous copyright strikes that they were constantly getting from it takes a toll on you legally.
Yeah, there's only so many funds that YouTube's not really giving you. Yeah. You're going to have to spend on a lawyer to fight the copyright.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I don't know if I want to go through that kind of stress.
Mommy YouTube likes to step on us, likes to put us out like a cigarette.
But watching the Abridged series, and it's just you and me watching it, and we put in the corner, like, the screen of which we're watching, and, like, that kind of shit, that would be fun.
We can do that, and then put it at a little bit of a different speed. I mean, that's how I used to watch...
just having it in the corner should be fine because, because most of the screen is going to be taken up by us. Just
do that.
And a lot of people do that.
YouTube algorithm can't find that out, huh?
A lot of people do that when they'll do like a watch along to the Abridged series and shit. Yeah. And we can just do something like that, and it's fine. You know, they get away with it. Yeah. So that would be cool.
I used to watch seasons of South Park and the first couple of Rick and Morty seasons, like that, where it would be...
Oh, I did too.
It would be either like the little screen in the corner, and then it would be somebody playing video games, mainly, or it would be like a super zoomed in version of the episode.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you would see like all the out corners would be.
That's
fucked
how I
up
watched
and
season 2.
The voices
Rick
would
and
be
Morty.
changed.
Yeah,
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 yeah. Specifically that one with like where they go to the retreat and everything,
Yeah.
the marriage retreat.
Yeah, yeah. That's so
Specifically
funny.
That video.
That's so funny.
I remember watching it and I was like, man,
I also
this
used
is
to watch.
almost
I used to
not
watch
worth it.
Naruto like that. I used to watch all of Naruto on YouTube back in the day, and
Hell
I was
yeah.
like, "Damn, this is so
It was
kick
back in the golden days when there was no rules.
when there was no rules on YouTube.
Yeah, you could just
It
find
was like the
whatever
Wild
you
West
want.
of YouTube.
Yeah, dude. Dude, those were the glory days.
Those
I
were
know
the
it's a
glory
controversial
hole
topic, bro.
days.
The glory hole days. That's a controversial topic, but I think Shane Dawson and the way he used to make videos back
Prime Shane Dawson. That was like peak YouTube.
That
was
dude.
when he was like when he first started vlogging.
Where he had
I
that-
didn't even know what vlogging was when he started vlogging. Yeah.
yeah, dude. I'm like, yo, this motherfucker really out here looking like that every day.
I was like, this motherfucker, and like David Dobrik started doing it, and he was putting out 4-minute and 20-second videos every single day, and it was like, yeah, this motherfucker's just living life and making videos about it. I could do this.
Yeah,
I could definitely do
I could
this.
definitely do this.
Yeah.
I tried. If you go to my YouTube,
Yeah.
I have a video from me after a night of doing acid. I'm walking
I
around unshowered, and I'm like, hey, what's up, you guys? I'm like mumbling, hey, what's up, you guys? I'm here to tell you that we're gonna do my personal vlog, and we're just gonna do my life about being a fun hippie. I was like a homeless, drug-riddled hippie.
I used to go to Zaxby's and shit, and we would, with Sydney or Jade at the time, this was like, I don't know, I was probably 18, 19 years old, and we would get so much food, and I would just sit there and record it like we were mukbanging, and I wouldn't post it anywhere. Like, we would just fucking have this video of us eating in the car.
That's
and I
one
thought
thing
it was
I
so.
would love to do too is
mukbang?
mukbanging, but not like sitting there.
I just want to rate food. That was another idea I had for our shorts. Was like going around.
I didn't want to be the fat dude rating food. Like, the chicken sandwich, good as hell. Like,
We could just do it every now and then and be like,
You'd be like, yeah, fat
I don't know,
boy,
just-
I bet you love that sandwich, don't you, fat
I think
boy?
it'd be fun. And then like we just have a week where we're doing chicken sandwich videos. And it, like, we don't have to eat all those sandwiches in 1 week, but we can like film the videos and then have
That'd
like
be funny. Like, we film a video of us sitting there eating like the chicken sandwiches, and we're just like talking about whatever. Like, it could just be us complaining about our day.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, like, say like in one episode we get ourselves worked up.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Fuck that. Like, we're talking about Mormonism or something, and we're like, you know what, fuck that shit. And it's like the whole thing where we like throw the rest of the sandwich down or whatever, or like I stuff it in my face, crumble the paper, throw it in a bag, sitting there angry. It's like, oh yeah, the chicken sandwich is all right, 10 out of 10 or whatever.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's like we go on a full rant, has nothing to do with the new Chick-fil-A sandwich, and then at the end we're like, it was good, I guess. Fuck Jesus.
Fuck Jesus.
Yeah, it would be better if I
Jesus
could have bought it
Christ.
on a Sunday. 10 out of 10.
Better. It would have been better if I bought it on a Sunday. I'm just saying. But yeah, no. The abridged series watch-alongs. I think that's a fun idea.
Yeah, I think any kind of watch along would be amazing, because there's people who
And hopefully, by the time this episode comes out, I will have already put my first YouTube video up. I've started recording it yesterday, and I'm doing I don't really know if I want to do like a whole challenge thing with the Pokemon, but I'm doing a Pokemon video where I'm just using the absolute worst Pokemon possible, basically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And now see, what I would like to do if I could play Fallout with the worst stats.
That's a fun idea.
Like
I
with
love
like
that.
just like the word, like have like you set it up for me.
Yeah.
You make my character, you make my stats,
Yeah.
all that shit. And then every time I get a perk update or whatever, I get to level up my perks, you level up my perks for me.
Yeah.
And so I'm just having to rock with whatever you got, and I have to stick with it.
You just have to trust the process.
Yeah, I just have to trust the process and try to beat the main storyline and everything.
It's like when you're playing what is it? Like I don't know, like a campaign in a video game, and like, you're not really choosing your upgrades. Like,
yeah,
like I don't know. It's a fun idea. I like it a lot.
Yeah, that's fun. See, that's a video game I can sit there and waste all that time playing.
And so that kind of getting into it, that was another one I had on here, was like playing Pokemon or ESO. I don't know, doing something, because I already plan on playing these games for my own channel. Go check me out at Kyle Dish on YouTube, by the way.
Kyle Dish.
But that's a fun idea that I had, was just we do those things I'm already doing by myself, but we kind of do like a collab for the RIFF Ranch channel, and we do something just what the main one was playing scary games for October and playing like Alien and Outlast, and Outlast 2 and all those games. But like, if you wanted to, we could definitely play some other games. We could throw Fallout in there and get some crazy stats going. And I don't know, like that idea sounds really fun to me. And I just like the idea of, because that's already what I do a lot is play video games and shit. And I just love that idea. One thing I would love to do, I've never really gotten to finish it. They call it a Pokemon Nuzlocke Soul Link. So for those of you that don't know, a Nuzlocke is when you play Pokemon, and if your Pokemon faints and their HP hits 0, you can no longer use them. You got to box them, put them away. They're no longer usable. Oh, yeah. And if you play with 2 people, it's called a Soul Link. And basically the way it works is like you both get your starter. Now both of your starters are Soul Linked. And if your starter faints, I got to box my starter too, basically.
Oh, fuck.
And so like, you know, you and me are going to go through the game together, and we're going to be on the same routes, obviously. And like, so if you and me catch a Pokemon from the same area, those 2 Pokemon caught in the same area are linked together now. So if mine faints, then you lose yours as well. And like, so they call it a Soul Link, and all of your Pokemon are linked together. And basically, if one person loses it, you lose them both. So like, you could do nothing wrong, and your partner could lose you the whole run, basically. And I love that idea. I think that's fun.
Damn.
And it was like, I was thinking about it the other day, and I was like, I don't know if Bailey is good enough or has the confidence to do that.
I am not good enough at that, but it would be hilarious for me to ruin your fucking game.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, that would be so funny to try.
And I'm just be like, hey, fuck Charmander. So, you love Ditto? Oh.
Ditto.
Ditto. That motherfucker finna die. Anyway.
I thought about that the other day, and I was like, like, I've always wanted to do a Soul Link with someone and try to do that.
That's awesome.
And I was like, doing that with Bailey would be so much fun because I don't think he's very good at the game. And it would just be like another level of difficulty I'm adding on myself, basically.
Yeah, dude, that's actually a good idea. I love that.
Yeah. And like, we don't even have to go through all of PokeMMO. We can just do one region, like choose a region, and we'll just
bust it out.
Yeah, bust it out.
I think we should go in order, like from like OG and
from
OG.
Go up. Yeah. That'd be fun.
And on my side of the thing, when I think I'm just gonna upload my stuff to the regular YouTube channel, it's like that RIFF RANCH.
You're just gonna
because I don't see a point in me kind of making my own stuff.
I didn't want to flood our RIFF RANCH everything. Like, I was gonna add, because you can make playlists of other people's videos, so I was gonna make playlists from my channel and put them on the RIFF RANCH channel. So if like people go look at,
oh man, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna do with that whole thing, but I didn't want to flood our RIFF RANCH channel with all of my gaming bullshit.
Yeah.
So like, I was gonna do a separate channel, but keep the playlist on the RIFF RANCH channel. So if people want to find it, it's easy for them.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah.
I
thought that would kind of be a good idea. We could do like cooking shit on your channel, even if it's like just you, or if it's like me and you, or like you and a guest, like however you do it, and then we could just make a playlist for you on the RIFF RANCH channel, and then that would just be an easy way for people to access it, and almost like a streaming service, like
almost as if we were making our own streaming service,
which is the idea here. We want to eventually. Hopefully this time next year, sometime within the next year, I would like to get us a website and almost have it like a streaming service where you could come pay us, and it's just all of our content between my YouTube, your YouTube, RIFF RANCH, everything.
$4.99, the same as our Patreon subscription.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Simple $4.99.
A simple
and you get to see all these different avenues that we're doing.
Yeah, it'd be all
you get a direct 60-year free
60 years
to our both mine and Kyle's OnlyFans
for $4.99. You get 60 years of content.
60 years of porn for free. Imagine that, dude.
Imagine. I mean, it's just two dudes,
but like it's just two dudes, and we're gooning together in our goon cave.
In our goon cave.
We went over this last episode. We were supposed to have grown from the past.
We're still
past gooning
degenerates.
Still degenerate piece of shit. What can we say? We have high hopes for a living. And Brandon Yuri.
Okay, so another fun idea. Another fun idea that I like that we have here is line cuts, and we talked about turning line cuts into its own thing. The way Riff Wars was going to be its own thing. You were talking about just going, and it could even be shorts. It doesn't even have to be full videos, but it's just you and me going to talk to people that work in kitchens, basically.
Yeah,
and it's like I love that idea because it's basically what we did in the line cuts episode. And just turn it into its own thing, where it's like
I want to interview chefs or like a couple of chef friends I know and the people who work in the industry.
Yeah.
But it's also like I want it to be Bailey on the go because it's supposed to be like the gimmick is I'm there with them and we're cooking something.
Yeah.
But also, how can I efficiently get that done? That's a big
Bailey on the go might have better branding than Line Cooks too.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
And we could do just a separate thing.
So you think I think that's actually a really good idea now that you bring that up. Have your Bailey on the go, which will be pretty much the next handful of episodes after this episode of you by yourself going to meet different people. But instead of our Line Cooks idea that we had just put out there, it would be Bailey on the go now, and Bailey on the go becomes its own thing basically. And I think that's cool. I think that would really work out.
Yeah, I
do you think? So. What do you think you would do? Shorts or like full on? I mean, I guess you could do both. But
yeah, I would just like kind of record. Well, at first, the first few were going to have to be audio because I don't have a camera yet or anything. Yeah. But eventually, once we get towards a visual aspect, we could just record the thing and then I want to put the bloopers out there. Yeah, you know, so like I can sit there and actually cut that up and edit it and maybe like put some.
The bloopers could be shorts. That would be fun. Yeah, Yeah. I think that like just getting more shorts out there would be great for content reasons.
Yeah, because people are susceptible to that fucking 30-second.
Yeah,
so even less. Like the less time, the better. People love it.
Yeah,
consume so much.
I was
media
keeping that in mind
time.
while I was answering questions the other day because I was like going through the golf course the other day and I was just like working and I started recording. I was like, hey, I'm out here on the golf course. Thought I might knock out a few questions for the Riff Ranch Rhetoricals, and then I was just like, and it was like. All of the videos were about 35 seconds long that I made, and I was like, this is perfect, honestly. Yeah, perfect. Like, right on the nose. And it's like, 35 seconds wasn't even just me answering the questions. 35 seconds also included being like, if you want to hear more, check out this link right here. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. So answering the questions was probably like 20 seconds of the whole video, honestly.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think I think
short form content. That's what people like.
Yeah, people love that fucking short form content. But I think adapting Line Cooks into its own thing I want it to be its own thing after I have some there's some context to it. You know what I'm saying? So then we can do
do Bailey on the go.
Yeah, Bailey on the go, and then I have featuring so and so. And then whenever the Line Cooks starts becoming more of a thing, that can be put into those ratios.
What if Bailey on the go was you talking to people in bands and tattoo artists and shit, and Line Cooks is specifically just you going to restaurants and doing me. It's basically Bailey on the go, but with cooks.
Yeah. I think having that visual aspect would work a lot better when it comes to
or whoever works in a restaurant. We're down to talk to anybody.
The little Mexican lady who cleans up the lobby before anyone really gets there.
Listen, I'm willing
She's
to
really one of the most important people. Without her, there's no way I'm cleaning the bathroom.
You know about Opie?
Yeah, Ava. Yeah. Dude, that was the sweetest little old lady I ever worked with.
I worked with a little.
She made me tamales every Friday. I
worked with a little Mexican lady. Her name was Ophi. Ophelia was her name, but everyone called her Ophi. And for the longest time, I thought her name was Opie, not Ophi. And I was like,
Opie?
Like opium?
Opie? Like opiates?
Like opiates? Wait.
That's who your mama is.
That's so funny.
I think Line Cooks eventually becoming its own visual thing and me actually being able to maybe stage at different restaurants and have that aspect.
That would be super
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
But I think considering Bailey on the go is really going to be
I think Bailey on the go will be a really good way to see how well
I think Bailey on the go for me is more of a talk show.
Yeah.
Like an interview style talk show.
Yeah.
Where I am being abused in some way. Like the gimmick is I'm supposed to conduct.
It's at my expense, is what you're saying.
It's at my expense. Yeah. So all the tattoo artists, they're gonna drill my ass, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, not my hole, but
a
tattoo somewhere on my body.
And depending on how it sounds, because these mics are pretty decent at cutting out sound. You might not get the sound of the tattoo needle in there, which would be nice. Yeah,
and
it'd be good for the
Maddie,
audio.
for one, she uses a cordless one, and those are a lot lighter and they're not as loud.
Really?
So I think it'll be just fine.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Even if it is kind of difficult for me to I can really keep the shit over here on this side.
Clip it on your ear.
Yeah, clip it on, get a way to have it over here on me.
Put it on your glasses. Yeah,
but really we have to maybe have it somewhere up here.
Yeah.
we'll see how this recording is. We can.
We'll see how this recording sounds
like this. Yeah. So it's like her doing the shit on my chest, and I'm able to pick up her voice and mine.
Yeah.
But you
know, it's nice that I realized, you know, because we haven't talked a whole lot about these lapel mics since we've used them on the podcast. But what I've realized is the most recent episode, which was part 1 of Vita Carnis. If you all haven't gone to listen to Vita Carnis by the time this episode comes out, go check it out. But part 1 of Vita Carnis, my mic dies like 20 minutes into it, and you can hear me talking through your mic. So these mics are smart enough to know when one of them dies, they start picking up more of the background noise, and they start picking up me talking in the background. And I was like, that's good to know.
I'm thinking about getting another pairs of these.
I talked to my stepbrother about it, and I was like, so my microphone dies, but I was still able to hear my audio while I have this loud-ass mower next to me at work. And a lot of people that listen to us on their way to work in their cars. So I think it should be okay, right? Like, if I'm able to hear myself with the loud-ass mower next to me, I think most people that listen to that episode are probably going to be able to hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should be fine.
Should be perfect.
That was my way of justifying not going back to fix the audio. Because I didn't feel like it at the time.
I didn't feel like it. 100%. But yeah, I think
Bailey on the Go is going to do really well. I think
that's my main, and I've always wanted to do. That's my thing. I like going around, fucking around, doing shit, and talking to people, just kind of getting a glimpse of what they're doing.
I don't have it written down here, but we've talked about it on a couple different episodes where me and Bill have taken you to Kennesaw and done different shit, and I think that would be fun to just bring these lapel mics, like we did that one time at Barnes & Noble. Yeah. Like, do more shit like that, where we're just going around looking at shit and kind of shooting. Our own vlog. Yeah, start our own vlog, that kind of shit. Yeah. And I think that would be really fun because it's like Bailey doesn't see a lot of this shit, like all the Asian spots in Kennesaw and shit like that. And it's just I
fucking wish.
It's fun to
yellow
see.
Fever like a motherfucker.
It's fun to see Bailey's reaction.
JK, don't freak out.
There's a fucking gnat in my eye.
Yeah, that's what they call them. I'm really excited for the Bailey on the Go thing.
I'm really hoping it does well, man.
Just the format and everything is. I'm just intimidated because I'm doing it by myself.
I really
but
want
it's also
to,
like I'm getting ChatGPT to write most of the script for me. So like
I really want to work on a title card for you because I think it'd be really cool. We already have the 2 RIFF RANCH title cards.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be awesome for you to have your own title card for Bailey on the Go.
Awesome. And then we can have your own thing for and then oh my god, the Riff Wars.
The Riff Wars. Oh my god.
Dude,
I'm thinking like some
sick.
I'm thinking of like some copyright legal version of Star Wars logo. If we could figure out a way to do a legal version of Star Wars logo.
Oh my god, what if we did like Spaceball-esque costumes? And it's like, wow, that's...
I was thinking we do it like not yellow too, but like some kind of orange, almost like Rebels would be cool.
Yeah.
God, I love Rebels so much after watching it this last time. But yeah, Riff Wars will be fun. We got to figure out.
Really, if there's a way we can just do
figuring out how to make a title card for all of these things.
Riff Wars and kind of Star Wars-esque font, and then just have us dressed up as Jedi. Like we don't have to be like a particular character.
That's a great idea. I love that right there. I could be dressed up like a Mandalorian. I could have like the little pad armors and shit, and you could be like in a robe, like fucking.
Yeah, definitely got to be a Jedi. Yeah. Darth Revan, but it's Darth Sheffin.
Darth Sheffin.
And I don't have. And my lightsaber is a giant purple spatula. Yellow.
It's
yellow.
It's purple
Heartsbane,
because he's
actually.
black.
It's got to be Heartsbane for the Star Wars fans out there.
For the Star Wars nerds, it's got to be Heartsbane.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But I'm really interested in that. I actually talked to an artist.
We can talk. I'm so excited to do that.
Are you setting up? Can you do commissions? Because I have a couple of things I would like for you to do, and I was going to offer them some money, and they said, yeah, when I start doing commissions again, I'll let you know. And I'm like, home dog, I need that shit now.
Yeah, I need
that. I needed that shit 2 months ago.
Fuck was it? Oh, I can't wait to talk about not just sit there and riff on Star Wars and Riff Wars, but I can't wait to talk about Star Wars theories and thoughts we have on different scenes and I don't know. I'm just excited to do Riff Wars in general. Really,
yeah.
It's gonna be really fun.
Yeah, and me personally, me personally, when it comes to the retrospectives of movies and the watch-alongs throughout different series,
I'm excited
TV
for
shows,
that too.
I love watching shit like that. I love
think
getting into TV shows.
We just talked about it. I think the first one we're going to do is the Alien versus Predator movies, which will be really
I'm
fun.
cool with that. Yeah, 100%.
that'll be really fun.
I even got a buddy that we can do that shit with too. One thing I want to do with Bailey on the Go is experiment with a lot of these ideas that we have going on. You know,
that's kind of, I think that's going to be the first year of the podcast was kind of like getting established. The second year is going to be like experimenting, I think, and it's going to be really fun. We're gonna try so many ideas and different things, and we're just going to see what sticks to the wall, basically. Like, and I'm really excited for it.
Let's see what you got next in your notes.
The next one in my notes. So I'm going to talk about D&D. That's the next one I'm going to do here because the last two are some pretty heavy hitters, and I'm going to save those for last. But D&D was the next thing we have, and
D&D campaign.
My
it's almost
stepbrothers,
like you can subscribe to your own individual hobbies and needs and likes and interests
over at the Riff Ranch
podcast.
That's crazy.
Wow.
It's like you should like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell.
Yeah, and hit that notification bell and leave us a comment telling you how you liked the video. I'm having a stroke. The video. We'll cut that out. And, it really helps the algorithm. It really helps us get established. And we would really appreciate your feedback.
We keep standing up. I don't know if y'all can hear that in the audio.
We keep standing up absolutely high out of our mind.
We just took some C4, yeah.
So we
got to walk out here in the yard.
Start pacing around in the yard.
Start pacing. So yeah, we're going to do D&D. My stepbrother actually offered to do a session for us in D&D, and I think that would be really fun. We told him it would be like kind of a test run. We'd see how it goes. And if it goes out well, I talked to him about it and said that you were okay with it. We could get we could get Bella and Derek and Andrew in on it. Because
I say even if it doesn't
Derek
go great,
told me if we do D&D shit, he wants to like join in on a session. 100%. And do some shit.
I think me and Derek will try to one-up each other.
Oh my God. The whole time. I absolutely think you two would try to one-up each other. That'll be so much fun.
We're just going to be like two ripped dwarves who whose jobs is to smash stones with their head.
It's going to get so bad to the point where it's going to be like, okay, so you walk into the merchant center or whatever, and then you're like, stab the merchant. Yeah. Like you two are just
hold him down. We're gonna fuck the merchant. Roll for dexterity. Intuition. Boom. He's not gay. He's not gonna like it. You rolled nat 20 on intuition. He's not gonna like this ass fucking.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway,
it's gonna be you two just trying to one up each other, and that's how bad it's gonna get.
It's like
AJ, my stepbrother's not gonna know how to react.
It's like the group. Your group walks into the local pub, and you're trying to ask for God damn it! I'm having a stroke trying to do this bit. We can cut it out. It's totally fine. That's the 10th time I've said that today.
Just cut it out.
We walk into the pub, and we walk up to the bartender, and he says,
just walking around.
He says, we got blah da 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 da. What do? Me and Derek look at each other. Hold down the barkeep and fuck him till he loves us.
Till he loves us. Roll for initiative.
Roll for initiative.
But yeah, no, I think that'll be really fun. I don't have a whole lot to say on that other than like I told AJ that if it goes well, he could create his own universe, which I think would be really fun.
That'd be awesome. Just go free with that.
Yeah, just go free with it. We're like, hey, that was a fun session, AJ. Go ahead and fucking.
The only rule I have is I want to be able to do whatever I want. And
he said he wants to talk to us because it's like it's a Riff Ranch thing. So he would want if the first session goes well and we just let him run free with it. He wants to talk to both of us and see what we want in this universe he's creating, basically.
Yeah.
And he said he's not going to do like a whole universe like what Devin was kind of doing with his whole idea, but he wants to create like a very in-depth planet, basically, and it's going to be like its own world.
That's what. Yeah, I like that idea.
And I was like, I love the. He was asking like what kind of things I like when it comes to like different games and shit like that. And I was like, I love like fantasy sci-fi shit, like the way Star Wars is, where it's like high fantasy, but it's also like very.
Like, be like Star Wars, but I can also be Goku. rolls a critical loss.
Critical loss.
The barkeep fucks you.
The barkeep fucks you. No, that's really funny, but yeah, no, so what is going to end up happening if this goes well, we're going to let AJ just kind of go free with this whole world and everything. And what we're going to allow him to do is I talked to him, the offer that we're giving him. If he's gets to a point where he's making this universe and we're kind of like doing the whole D&D thing, I would let him kind of start his own podcast where like he'll spend 15 minutes an episode kind of talking about, oh, this is some lore about my universe I created, and like this is some of the stuff that they missed in the whole campaign, and this is some of the other stuff that was going on that they kind of didn't get to see, and he'd kind of get to flesh out his own universe more than just what we would do in the whole D&D thing.
Yeah, if he's down
like,
for that, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, no, he's super down for it. He loves that idea, and he wants to like, I don't know, because like he could be like, oh, they missed this side quest where they like there's this whole race of fucking fish people and like da da da.
Yeah.
And
in
like,
the meantime of Bailey and Derek trying to fuck the barkeep, they missed the entire point of going into the saloon, which was to talk to the person in the corner in the dark robe who was going to give you information about the treasure.
I can't wait for it to happen because I really think with the whole Riff Ranch D&D thing, we're going to get off topic of the whole main campaign, and he's going to have to come back on one of his D&D episodes and be like, so this was actually supposed to be the main campaign right here, and like
so actually these guys are ruining this for me, and it's
it's actually been really stressful, and I don't know,
they keep doing things that have nothing to do with the storyline. It's like they just won't stay on topic.
They spent 29 days just running their own barkeep. They tied up the barkeep and ran their own inn, and like
day 27 of the D&D Riff Ranch D and Dizzle, and we still haven't left the bar.
We're still in the bar. Derek and Bailey have been relentlessly fucking this barkeep.
It's like that. It's like
they're like, he still doesn't love me yet. We can't leave the inn.
It's like roll for initiative. Does he love me? No, Bailey. He doesn't love you. Fuck!
At that point, just let the barkeep love me so we can move on.
Can I pick him up over my shoulder, move 5 paces, slam him on the ground, and start prone boning?
He's like, yes, what is prone boning?
Yes, but what's prone boning? Also, there's a chair in the way. What do? I break the chair over his head. I don't know, dude.
Jesus.
This whole bit's getting rapey. I don't like it.
It was rapey like 5 minutes ago.
It was rapey when we would have started the bit, brother.
No, but that's a really fun idea. I can't wait to try out D&D shit.
Yeah,
and
dude,
like
that would be amazing.
And like maybe we'll even start like its own channel. I don't know if we'll post that on yours or the Riff Ranch, or like because I kind of want to post it on the Riff Ranch, but I also kind of don't want to clutter the main Riff Ranch channel too much. So like we'll see how we end up doing that. But regardless, we'll have a playlist for everything that me and Bailey are doing on the main Riff Ranch channel because that's kind of our like collaboration channel.
Yeah, it's the centerfold.
It's the centerfold,
the pillar of which the ranch resides.
Yes, exactly. The next thing I have here is the creepypasta idea, which I love this whole thing. Me and Bailey are going to dabble in some creepypastas, and we're going to tell our own stories and all sorts of stuff like that. And we want to add a visual, like a lot of people do creepypastas on YouTube, but no one really has this visual aspect to it. And me and Bailey are thinking about doing animation. I found a website that'll kind of animate your drawings for you, which I think will be really fun. And me and Bailey are going to do like live action creepypastas. And we're going to dip our toes in it and kind of find some easier ones to do at first.
Big
and
thing I would like to get invested in and more in depth with is actually being able to write and direct my own little shorts.
Yeah,
like I've always wanted to do stuff like that, and I think I have the ability to. I mean, I've technically been a writer for a couple of years.
I think people will absolutely love this because I think a lot of people hear these like creepypasta stories and they're like, man, this would be really good with like a visual aspect, but no one really knows how to do it. And I think just the idea of putting a visual aspect to all of this would be really nice. Even if it's like just small visual aspects or even like animation like we were talking about. I think having any kind of visual aspect will really like spruce up this whole idea of the creepypastas. And we did Baraska not too long ago. It would be probably like a month before this episode comes out. But Baraska is definitely one I eventually want to do. We'll probably have to get pretty good at it before we do Baraska.
Yeah, like those
I really want to do Baraska justice if we do it.
Yeah, there's stories that I would like to do that I just need to. I need them to be hit on the nail.
Yeah, we have to do this for a couple of years before we really figure out how to do some of these stories. I think The Showers is one. If y'all go check out The Showers, that might be one we do a creepypasta video on here in the future. But The Showers would be one. There's only like 5 characters in the whole story.
I talk about it shortly in one of them.
Yeah, you did. You bring it up in one of our Patreon videos, and you brought it up recently, I think, in one of the creepypasta videos that we did or something like that. And I think that the Showers would be fun to do. It's not one. I think Psychosis would be one that's easy to do because there's only like 3 characters that are shown in that whole series.
Yeah.
Um,
I love movies, media in the format of like where it's the single room,
yeah,
one person, maybe two,
yeah.
and it's the um
That does seem like almost a common theme in a lot of
yeah,
these
and just
creepypastas,
like the
huh?
decay of their mind, like
Yeah.
just like they're slowly spiraling.
There's one, what is it? The Thing in the Basement or whatever. I sent it to you recently,
Yeah,
and that's like another one where there's like, oh, there's only like 5 characters in that.
yeah,
That'd be an easy one to
that's a good
do.
one.
I've been listening
Creepcast
to,
has already done those. I don't want to do the ones that Creepcast has already done, but they're doing so many popular ones.
yeah,
And if you want to get fucking technical, I'm sorry, Hunter and Isaiah, I love you both very much.
but we
We
did
did that first. We did it first.
No,
Just
but
nobody
like,
listened.
no, but like nobody's doing a visual aspect, and I think that that's going to be like a good way we can kind of do our own thing in
Yeah.
like the creepypasta world, and I love that idea. Um, Pen Pal is another one I would love to do in the future. Um,
And I think a good way for us to dip our toes in the water, and I've said this before, but
I
just
thought
the
about
2 minute
buying a drone for
creepypastas.
this just to get like
You
fucking
know,
aerial.
I keep seeing drones on Whatnot, and they're like the ones with the cameras on them and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
And it'll be like $300 value, and somebody will get it for $50, and it's just I'm just scared to spend the 50. But in hindsight, dude, we could have had 3 by now.
We
Honestly.
get it. No, but like that's such a good way. Like we'll get so many like aerial shots, and like we can set the scene with a drone and just do different shit like that. And I can't wait.
Amazing.
I can't wait.
My uncle
I'm
flies drones. Like he has a YouTube channel. Which I'm sorry, I can't plug you, Adam, but I don't know the name of the channel. I ain't gonna lie to you. But he flies model planes and like drones and shit
That's
like
sick.
that.
Yeah.
Super sick, and he's good at it. So like, and they've actually hit it off. They're
Oh,
doing
really?
really good
Hell
with
yeah.
the channel.
Hell yeah.
Him and my aunt Heidi. But yeah. We can even get him in and be like, hey, look,
Hey,
we
can
need
you just
your help.
like fly this drone real
Yeah.
quick?
Can you fly it
Um,
and like maybe chase us through the woods?
And I hate to say it, but like if we really, really were hurting for extras, like you just go to Home Depot and fucking
We can just go to Home Depot and pick them out of the garden section.
yeah. That's not a joke. That's just reality. Like I'm being serious.
No, I think if we needed extras for anything, we could
We
really
could just like
do
post something on
Yeah,
Snapchat.
just
Really.
like, hey, yo, does anybody want to be in this thing with us?
Yeah, I think early on when we only need like a couple of extras, I think people will kind of jump at that
We have to sign.
opportunity.
We have to
Just
write up a contract for them to sign, though. They're like, if you dedicate to do it, we'll give you a certain amount that we might want to. Not amount of money. We're not
Yeah.
going to pay you. It's free. It's pro bono.
yeah, I'll buy you lunch. That was my idea. Is like $50 in lunch.
Yeah.
Like
I'll buy you lunch, and like if we like your character, or
depending on what creepypasta
if it's
it
somebody
is.
that's like wants to do it like multiple times.
Yeah,
But I guess if we're doing just like the 2 minute thing, like we don't need really
yeah.
the
And
same
like
person.
another thing I'm really excited to do
Anyway,
is like
sorry.
try out the creepypastas, and we could do like short film creepypastas. We could do like I don't know longer creepypastas. We could do some as series and like just trying out different ways of doing the creepypastas. And I think that would be really fun.
Yeah, I think
I'm
that'd
really
be
excited
amazing.
for that because like some of these I think would work better as a short film. Like the showers I think would work good as a short film. Whereas like ones like Psychosis or some other ones would be better as series, I think.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really fun way to kind of try it out. Baraska could be a whole fucking movie, honestly. I think that would be
Yeah, Baraska would be an
Yeah.
amazing movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just a
it'd be amazing.
kick-ass action movie.
But I really want to dedicate a lot of time into trying to write and like learn how to do script writing, learn how to
I'm looking forward to.
form
I'm
my
gonna start
own
using my
stories.
iPad. I'm gonna buy a new Apple Pen that'll actually work on the iPad, and I'm looking forward to doing the animation shit and just kind of drawing some characters and bringing them to life, and doing shit like that for some like shorter creepypastas. I don't know that I'll necessarily do like a whole short film of animation and shit. That might take too long, but like doing like you were saying, like the 2 to 5 minute ones, just kind of animating those and throwing them out there.
Mhm.
I think that would be really fun.
Yeah, I think it'd be nice, and the whole like do it yourself aspect of it is awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm
And,
loving everything. I like that we can finally put some of these. We've been sitting on these ideas for maybe 6 months or longer now.
Yeah.
And it's like, I like that we're finally getting these ideas out there and people aren't going to hear this for probably another 2 to 3 months from now
Yeah,
when we're
so hopefully
recording
we'll
this.
actually have something going on.
Yeah, hopefully a lot of this shit we're talking about we'll already be working on by the time this comes out, really. I'm hoping, fingers crossed.
Fingers
I do
crossed.
plan on doing at least some of the animated shit while I'm just at home doing nothing with the baby. So that'll be really fun. and I'm excited for all of this. Do you have anything else to say on the creepypastas?
Where we at?
Well, we haven't really been going in order. We've just kind of just been jumping around. But the last thing we have to talk about is the analog horror. So I was seeing if you had anything else to say on the creepypastas before we wrap that up and go to the next thing.
No.
All right.
I don't think so.
Well, yeah, like we're just super excited for the creepypastas, and y'all should go. I hope y'all will check it out. I hope by the time this comes out, we might have some release dates for some of these things that we've announced. But the biggest one, this is kind of like our magnum opus that we've been working on lately, and we've been spending a lot of time doing this, is me and Bailey are thinking about starting our own analog horror.
Bum.
Yeah. And
yeah.
I'm super excited for it. We believe it's going to be called The Ranch.
The Ranch.
And hopefully we should be shooting it by the time this comes out. We might even be shooting season 2 by the time this comes out in September. You don't think we'll be shooting anything by September?
No, I think we need to have like a solid bit of like some script-ish. You know what I'm saying? Something script-ish. And
I don't know. We've already gone looking at locations, and we've got kind of the storyboard mapped out for the most part on our board.
Yeah, good deal.
I think you're right, and we do need to start writing stuff, but we have 3 months before this episode comes out, so I think it's like very possible that we'll be shooting stuff by the time this episode comes out.
Yeah, we could at least have something going on. Like probably not anything to release, but
no. We won't be releasing by the time this episode comes out. It won't be anywhere near finished and ready to release. But I think we'll be shooting it by the time this comes out, at least. Yeah,
and I would like for it to like. I know it's in my mind, it's like my directorial debut.
That's what this episode is for Bailey. It's his he's going to be directing his own podcast for a little bit. He's going to be doing his own creepypastas. He's going to be doing his own analog horror, and he's going to be directing it all.
Dude, Jesus Christ, I have to get prescribed Adderall ASAP.
Me too, buddy. Me too.
But I think dude, there's just so much in my brain that's a rocking and a rolling, like already with like the story we have down. Yeah. And it's surprisingly,
I don't want to spoil any of the story, but like
fairly coherent.
Yeah, it's like fairly, and there was something about the ending that I wanted to talk to you about, but I'm not going to talk about it on here. Just know me and Bailey are getting a ranch together.
Yeah. We're finna buy a ranch together, brother.
That kind of is like a major part.
Cash.
Paid for in cash.
Cash money. It was real cheap. The city gave it to us for basically nothing.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, Do you want to maybe like break down a little bit of the idea of what you might like?
A little bit of the idea. So we're kind of going for
a taste of the plot.
Yeah, so we're kind of going for like a liminal space akin to the back rooms, maybe. It's a very similar situation to that. But what I can say for sure is there's this ranch that we're buying, and crazy things happen on the ranch. In the middle of nowhere. It's up to Courage to save his new home.
Yeah, it's a story of friendship, loss,
love,
betrayal.
Look at us. We've never mind melded so good.
Hey, you want to do one more mind meld?
One final mind meld for the podcast here?
Oh yeah.
Are we done talking about the analog horror? Was that pretty much it?
Yeah. No, I would like to talk about it a little bit more, but
let's save the mind meld for after the analog horror. But let's talk about it a little bit more.
And I think, God damn it, I'm having a stroke.
I think people are going to be pleasantly surprised with how well thought out we've had. We've been thinking about this for, what has it been, like 4 months since 4 or 5, maybe 6 months? It was
still cold outside for sure.
Yeah, it was still cold outside when we were planning all of this, and this all stemmed from a couple weeks ago, as of the recording of this episode. Or no, not a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, as of the recording of this episode. Bailey just casually threw out a joke in one of the episodes and said, should we start our own analog horror? Like, we were shooting an analog horror episode months ago, and Bailey just like casually threw that out there as a joke. And then I was listening to the episode, and I was like, "That's a great idea, Bailey. Why don't we do that?" Like, and you were like, "I forgot I even said that, to be honest, Kyle." And then I was like, "Yeah, but should we do an analog horror?"
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I think it's one of the best ideas that you just like jokingly, casually threw out there, and it's turned into like such a thing for us now.
That's such a thing. I got this whiteboard at my house, and I'd be sitting there hitting my dab pen, looking at it like, hell yeah, that's a movie in that motherfucker.
That's
right
a
now.
movie. Hell yeah. I can say things are going to be a little bit confusing. It's going to be a little out of order. And it definitely takes some inspiration from Matthew McConaughey's.
Yeah, I think it's really an homage to kind of like to the podcast itself.
Yeah, it's definitely a huge homage to
and a lot of things that we've enjoyed and that we've talked about on the podcast.
It's almost like everything we enjoyed about the podcast is going to be here and present for you to kind of like
just kind of like solve through, and it's almost like a mix up of lore.
Oh, it's definitely
like it's cool. And then,
what I will say is there's going to be a character, and he's trying to solve the mystery of what's going on here, and it's definitely going to be a mystery for you to piece together as well.
Yeah, and some interactions. I think some healthy interactions.
Yeah. Some healthy interaction. There's a little bit of an ARG element. We haven't thought the ARG element's not very well thought out as much as the analog horror is, but we're trying to get some ARG element in there.
Can you pause it real quick?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I forgot to mention. We're supposed to have our first call in the podcast towards the end of the episode.
Yeah, towards the very end, we're supposed to have our own call-in caller. It's going to be our first
caller, calling to calls.
First WhatsApp person.
Yeah. First WhatsApp. Yeah. And I answer the phone.
And that's going to be a segment that we want to start doing more often. That would be fun to do as shorts too. We could have like different call-ins and just like make that part of the episode.
Yeah, dude, like it'll be like the fake podcast shorts where it's like, all right, here's a call-in, and they're like, ask us for advice, and then we do like a short video about that, and we're like, ha 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 ha, whatever, and then it like shows a thing to like, all right, what new episodes every Wednesday? Catch it, check out, da da da.
Yeah,
and they watch it. They watch the whole thing, waiting for the fucking phone calls. Like these fuckers didn't do any phone calls.
These fuckers didn't do any phone calls. I love that. I love that.
Troll our audience, little bastards, little beautiful bastards. I love you.
Well, yeah, I think that was it on the analog horror. That's all that we want to put out there for now. We just want y'all to know that we're out here doing it.
We're out here doing some things.
We're out here gooning it.
We're out here gooning. And honestly, like, as much as in the beginning as a lot of this was just kind of like us toying around with shit. Like, I don't think it was high hopes, but I don't think either of us were like, we're not gonna like try to direct a short form media analogs horror story. I don't know, but we're not gonna make a horror movie, are we? No, dude, that's gay. And then here we are, bro.
Here we are, a year into it.
We're actually trying to make our horror series.
We're gonna be our own like indie film artist shit. Like,
yeah, dude. You heard of A24? Get ready for B69.
B69.
BK69. That sounds like a type of research chemical.
BK69. Yeah. Hell yeah.
BK. Burger King. Have it your way. Sponsors the podcast.
Sponsor us, Burger King.
Yeah, sponsor us, Burger King.
You cowards, sponsor us.
I cannot stand McDonald's. So also, McDonald's, please sponsor us. We're gonna bleep out their names because if you ain't giving the Riff Ranch podcast money, we're not saying your fucking company name
unless you sponsor us.
So
sponsor us. Me and Bella just got what is it, Similac? She signed up for Similac and got a bunch of things for it, and they sent us a bunch of free shit, like a bunch of gift cards for like baby clothes and like what are they called? Nice. What are they called? The thing you wrap your baby up in.
The swaddle blanket?
The swaddle, yeah. It came with like gift cards for swaddle blankets and all sorts of stuff. It also came with like your first 6 or your first 12 meals from HelloFresh for free.
Word.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. I've never even met anyone who ever used HelloFresh, but I'd love to get sponsored by them. Let me see if they're any good.
Yeah, dude. I saw a Factor truck, like the same thing as HelloFresh, but Factor.
Yeah.
I saw one of the trucks driving around. It was in my neighborhood.
Really?
I was like, damn, I did not realize that this shit was actually big like that. Like, I didn't realize. I thought I was going to get it in a big foam box from the UPS
from
guys.
Like Amazon or something.
Yeah, like some Amazon shit. I didn't realize it was going to be a Factor truck pulling up.
Yeah, they got their own branding and everything. Yeah. It's crazy.
I didn't pay for it. There's no way I would pay for it unless, They were sponsoring me. In that case,
Unless
I pay for it all the time. I spend all my money on it. I don't eat anything besides factory meals. Burger King.
I'm going to see how good these are.
You did. Oh, I thought that was a bug. That's so funny.
I thought it was too. I'm going to see how good these Hello Fresh meals are, and maybe we can get sponsored by them. And honestly, maybe we'll start buying them if they're cheaper and just as good as getting groceries. Like,
I mean, if you're getting down to like meal planning and all that kind of stuff, I think it is very beneficial.
I think it's cheaper than actually buying food and meal planning yourself.
And
probably.
You could spend like $300. And
you know what me and Bella did recently? We bought a family meal from Zaxby's and just like meal prepped off of that for like a couple of days.
Word.
And like it's so much cheaper to like go to fucking Chipotle and buy a catering for like 30 people and just eat off of that for like the entire month basically. Like there's a lot of people that do that just because it's way cheaper to buy caterings from different restaurants than it is to buy groceries.
That's awesome. I didn't think about doing that. And I could just like make my own bowls. And
it was like, what was it? It was like $40-something for a family meal from Zaxby's. And it was like 20 tenders and like, I don't know, it was all sorts of shit. And it was like, it definitely fed me and Bella for a couple days.
Nice.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Just throwing that out there for you guys.
We're not sponsored by any of these guys.
Chick-fil-A does catering.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A. Their sandwiches would taste better if it was on a Sunday. But,
God, I could get catering from Chick-fil-A and then pull it out of my freezer and eat it on Sunday, huh?
Hell yeah,
that would be good.
But, if only I could get Chick-fil-A on Sunday.
Yeah, but anyway, I think that's been everything we have on our list for our little list for the Riff Ranch podcast. I think we're gonna do some mind melding and then close it out.
Oh my god.
The final mind meld of the year for Riff Ranch, our fiscal year.
Fiscal.
All right. That's what a company's fiscal year is like.
The revenue
from their year. Yeah, it's not like when the year starts is their fiscal year. It's like whenever they do their taxes, basically, is their fiscal year.
Hell yeah. February 2nd.
February 2nd.
All right. 1, 2, 3. RV.
Horror. You say what? RV?
Yeah.
Horror RV.
Horror and RV.
There you go.
What? Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh,
what'd you say?
Actors in Chainsaw Massacre?
1, 2, 3.
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, it's crazy. Oh my god.
In my head, I was like Matthew McConaughey, and I was like, I hope he knows what I'm talking about.
For a second, I almost said Mark Wahlberg for a second. I was like, that's not the right actor. Who is it? Matthew McConaughey.
All right. That's funny.
That's fun. That was fun.
That went way easier than any other one we've ever done.
Yeah, me and Bailey have never mind melded so well before.
Yeah, dude, look at us.
Popping
tabs.
Mind melded. We're an hour and 7 minutes in. You want to close it out? I just want to say thank you so much for the past year, you guys. This has been a crazy year.
Thank you so much for giving us your love and your support.
Yeah.
Commenting.
A
couple of you sharing the podcast every
we say it a lot, but we really do love you, and we really do need you.
We really do need you.
Yeah.
Without you, none of this is possible.
I know I joke and like throw out there and say, hey, my Cash App is Kyle Anthony 365. But
but my Cash App.
No, but like really I'd rather take YouTube's revenue. I'd rather take my revenue from YouTube rather than you guys having to sponsor us and do any of that shit. And I really think that just viewing and all the likes that we've gotten and all that stuff that you guys have done for us. We have like, I don't know, almost 15 rates on Spotify and Apple Podcast, each on Apple and Spotify, which is like great. Thank you so much. Like
any feedback is good feedback. You can literally comment and be like, Bailey, you're fat and you're gay. And it would still help the algorithm a lot more than you think.
And we really appreciate I didn't expect so much to just be so recognized, I guess, after... I know it's not that crazy. It's nothing insane. Like, we're not even breaking 100 views on anything.
Nobody stops me at Walmart and is like, oh my God, I've heard your podcast.
Yeah, but no, it is crazy.
I do have people that come into my job and they're like, hey, yo, I listened to that episode y'all posted this week. That's crazy. What you just said on the internet is so funny. I cannot believe you had the balls to do that. And I'm like,
I have so many people text me all the time, and they're like, yeah, man, I see you doing your thing, and da-da-da.
Yeah, that's always nice. I see you doing your thing, bro. Keep up with it. Da-da-da. That's always nice. Especially, I've got a lot of old heads hit me up with that. Hey, man, I see you been doing your thing, Playboy.
I've had,
I'm like, yeah, thank you.
Not as much anymore, but when, like, the first 6 months that we were doing the podcast, I had friends that I hadn't talked to in years hit me up and be like, hey, I listened to the podcast. It's really good. Da-da-da. I've had family members hit me up. and tell me that they've been listening to the podcast.
Coke sticker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola sticker, you guys.
Yeah, my family brings it up a lot, but it's also like they bring it up enough to where I know they don't listen to it.
Yeah. I don't think my family keeps up with it anymore, but I think they still listen to, like, they'll binge watch a couple episodes every now and then when they've got nothing else to do.
Yeah, literally any kind of, like...
And it's like,
anything is awesome for us.
It blows me away that we get as much... I wasn't expecting as much support as we have now when we started it, and I'm hoping... Through YouTube, we've gotten a lot of randoms listening to it. It said that 1% of our viewership on YouTube is in the UK and another 1% is in Canada, which is pretty crazy, you know? Like, we only get like 20 views a video, but still, it's like...
Yeah. That 1 out of 19 is fucking... It's insane.
It's crazy that we're getting randoms listening to our stuff, and I really appreciate it.
Some guy from Quebec is like, oh my God, these Americans are such... horrible people.
These Americans are beep.
Are beeps.
Yeah. But no, we really appreciate it, guys. I never thought anything like this would happen, and I can't wait to see where we're at for the next anniversary episode.
By this time next year, we're both going to be directors.
We're both going to be skinny.
We're going to be skinny because fat people are gross.
And we're both going to be directing. We're going to hopefully this time next year. We'll be on the second season of our analog horror.
I can actually tell people I'm a writer and comedian without having to be like...
Without having to lie about it? Without really having to stretch the truth.
Yeah, really stretch the truth, bro. Yeah. Like a hamstring, son. That bitch is blown out.
Well, yeah, we do really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for listening to the Riff Ranch podcast.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for another exciting year with you guys.
I can't wait to spend a whole other year.
Yeah,
here.
I'm excited.
Where we're standing, pacing around.
I'm gonna have
free workout.
I'm gonna have a 1-year-old.
Yeah,
next anniversary.
Have a whole child.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Little Don Julio.
Thank you guys so much. Go check us out on Instagram.
Go
YouTube,
check me out.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Oh, like, comment, subscribe.
If you're listening on Spotify or
comment
Apple
if
Podcasts,
you love us. Comment if you hate us.
Leave us a rating on the podcast apps.
Don't forget to comment. Leave us a question for the Riff Ranch Rhetorical if you would like to. Maybe get one.
Check out our shorts.
Our shorts?
Yeah.
My God.
Which should be coming out should be out by the time of this.
By the time, yeah.
Yeah. So check out our Riff Ranch Rhetorical shorts.
And also should have been the top of the episode. I would just like to say, never forget Riff Ranch podcast.
Never forget. If you see when the last episode came out a couple days ago, that will make sense. Never forget. Thank you guys so much. We love you and we need you. Bye, Mom.
Bye, Daddy.